Shalom and welcome back to Israel with Aline. Today in a special edition from Petra in Jordan. We are going to explore together one of the 7 wonders of the world. So come along because today will be all about adventure and archaeology. Let's go. We are in Petra in the south of Jordan. Petra is in the middle of the desert and it's super rare for it to rain here, and today, guys, we actually got a rainy day. But I think that's actually interesting for us to see how it rains in the desert very rarely, but it does rain. And here rain is considered a blessing, so everyone will have a wet day, but a blessed day. Let's go. We're going to enter the city in just a little bit, but here we can already see some buildings. And they are fantastic, especially for their time period. Petra was built 2,300 years ago. Look over here beside us. This colossal structure here. What was it? This here, folks, is a tomb. Petra has many mysteries. We don't know much about the people who lived here. In the whole city, only 2 inscriptions have been found. But there's one thing we're sure about when it comes to Petra: the importance they placed on life after death. And that's why this structure and so many other colossal constructions that we're going to see are connected to tombs. This here, folks, is a huge colossal tomb carved into the rock. But even with so many mysteries, today we're going to learn about the history of Petra and its connection to the Bible. We are now, folks, entering the wadi, that is the valley. It's a narrow valley where we're going to walk for 2 kilometers, and at the end we'll reach the Treasury of Petra. Petra was a very wealthy city and was the capital of a people called the Nabataeans. They were nomads and lived in the desert, and they are descendants of Abraham. The Bible itself says that they come from Nabataean, who is the firstborn of Ishmael. So look at the screen. Abraham has Ishmael, Ishmael has Nabataean, and from him comes the Nabataean people. Another connection of this place with the Bible is that here is Mount Hor, where Aaron, the brother of Moses, died and is buried. And here you can see Aaron's tomb, even to this day. Look at how dry and desert-like the place we're walking in is. The Nabataeans were only able to survive here and build this city because they were experts at finding and channeling water in the desert. Guys, look at what's all along this path. Do you see what's here next to me? This is the aqueduct, it's the waterway. Because we're in the middle of the desert, and here it would be impossible to survive without a large amount of water. So here we can see, in the same way that we are entering the city of Petra, water used to enter here thousands of years ago. Look at this narrow point we're passing through, and there are 2 water channels. Why do double the work? Because one of the water channels was for the people, and the other water channel was for the animals to drink from. So it's really literally a matter of hygiene in the ancient world. The landscapes in this place really look like they're straight out of a movie. Look at this. And it's all natural, guys, not man-made. And here in Petra, some of the Indiana Jones movies were filmed. And that's why I came with my Indiana Jones hat today too, to show you this place that really looks like it's straight out of a movie. Look at the cliff right in front of us. Look how interesting, there's something right above me. Look here. This here, guys, is an altar. A pagan god's altar. The Nabataeans, for most of their history, were pagans. They believed in many gods and that their god was on this altar. We have no idea Again, it's a mystery which gods were worshipped here in Petra, but one thing we do know is about the statue. It was destroyed by time, but also by human hands, by iconoclasm, mainly by Muslims who did not accept the use of images and destroyed the statue, which stood right here. As you already know, the people who built this city were descendants of Abraham, and despite that, they were polytheists. I mean, they believed in many gods.
Thanks, Daddy.
I live in Jerusalem. Every day I walk these streets, the same stones and the same ground where King David walked. I'm holding soil from the Temple Mount. This was carefully rescued by archaeologists in the 90s in the Sifting Project. Temple Mount soil is the only entity authorized to verify and certify its authenticity and origin.
I'm so happy it's so beautiful and special, but beyond that, it has such deep meaning. I'm carrying with me a rare piece of history from the holiest place in Jerusalem.
It's got everything: our faith, our family, something we'll carry for generations.
I think it's a piece every Christian should own while it's still possible.
Every piece comes with a signed certificate, proving that you are among the very few who will ever own this treasure. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code to receive your living connection to biblical history. For my followers, wherever you are, shipping is completely free. Shalom. And now, let's get back to the video.
And here we see Bedouins passing by. They are the people who live here nowadays, around Petra. They are also nomadic Muslim Arabs, which means they are also descendants of Abraham and Ishmael, but not directly from Nabataean. Here we are seeing Sabino Station. Look at the altars here, how many altars there are here. Why did he do that? Because people in ancient times, when they traveled, when caravans arrived at places, it was a very dangerous journey. It was a journey that people were very afraid of. They didn't have maps like we have today. So, when a caravan arrived here from Mesopotamia, they would pass through this very narrow place and see their God here. And they felt protected. When a caravan was passing in the other direction, coming from Egypt, and they saw their God, they felt protected. So Sabino's idea here was to bring gods from all over the world so that all the caravans, when they passed through here, would feel protected and feel at home. And really, everyone, look at this narrow place. It must have been truly terrifying back then for those who didn't know it yet. Look, everyone, more Bedouins are passing by here too. So let's continue our journey. And now, everyone, it's really starting to rain here in the middle of the desert. And rain in the desert can be a very dangerous thing. We often don't realize it, but what happens? The desert doesn't absorb the water. As we can see here, it's all rock. So the water starts to accumulate on the ground and can cause flooding, but more than that, it can create rivers. Storms in the desert, rivers that spring up out of nowhere and carry people away, including in Israel. This also happens, and it can be very dangerous. Unfortunately, in recent years, every year when there are heavy rains, we've had people who died because of storms in the desert. So whenever you are in the desert on a rainy day, ask your guide where you can walk so you don't take any risks. We've just arrived at the Treasury of Petra. Look at this amazing place. This is the mausoleum of the Nabataean king, Aretas IV, and it was built over 2,000 years ago. The name the treasury comes from a local legend, which says that inside the urn at the top lies the treasure of the Pharaoh who chased Moses during the Exodus from Egypt. And several Bedouins believed in this legend and tried to steal or destroy this urn to get what they thought would be treasure. In fact, we can see bullet marks, but they didn't find any treasure and simply damaged this monument. And besides everything we see here, there's also an underground part of the treasury which is called the crypt, and in it more tombs and 11 human skeletons were found. We're going up now to the most beautiful view here in Petra. And look at the color of the stones, the red color of this land. Look here. It feels like we're on the moon. Look here. Oops. You have to be careful here. I'm here now feeling on top of the world even though it's raining. I'm here with the Jordanian flag, but look behind me. Oops, I'm so scared of falling. Look behind me, we can see the Treasury of Petra. If you're enjoying today's tour, I want to invite you. I want to invite you to join our next caravan to Israel and Jordan. So come make your dream of visiting the Holy Land come true with us. I'll leave the link here in the first comment and also in the description. What I keep thinking as I walk here in Petra is the importance they placed on life after death, because they dedicated a good part of their lives to building the tombs, to enriching themselves for the afterlife. They didn't buy jewelry for this life or invest in houses for themselves to live in. And yes, they invested their wealth to buy incense and to build gigantic funerary monuments, and one right next to the other. Really interesting, literally, to live for the afterlife, or rather what they believed the afterlife would be. But the question that remains is, where did so much money come from to build such a colossal city of the dead? Petra was one of the most important points on the incense route. It was a trade route in the ancient world where incense and spices were traded. And incense in the ancient world was very important and could also be very expensive. Incenses like nard, frankincense, and myrrh in biblical times could be worth twice as much as gold. So back then, guys, 1 gram of incense cost 2 grams of gold. Look at the story of the birth of Jesus itself in Matthew 2:11, when the 3 wise men bring gifts, which are gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So of the 3 gifts, the cheapest, or rather the least expensive, was actually the gold. And at the time of Jesus' birth, a lot of the frankincense and myrrh passed through here, through Petra. Now everyone, let's go inside one of these caves, inside one of these caverns. There are several here. Let's pick one. We can see that this grotto is full of sand, full of earth, all the way to the top. That means it hasn't been excavated yet. Petra is so big that most of it still hasn't been analyzed. So, who knows what secrets this city still holds? What might be found if we excavate inside this grotto? But guys, it's not my time yet to go in and stay in a tomb. Let's move on. And look at this theater where they used to hold shows and also gladiator fights. It had space for more than 6,000 people. Because the people who came here to watch the shows were people living in Petra and the surrounding area. And also the thousands of people who passed through here with caravans of merchants on the incense route. And here from Petra in Jordan, I want to say goodbye to you. I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Kisses, and I'll see you next time.